Welcome back, all of you, to what is now the 6th episode of this OOTP 24 franchise with the Oakland A's. We got the first season over and done with. We're just about to sort of head into free agency here. We're going to get all of that done, sort of finish the off season up, sort of get to spring training realistically today. If you did miss the last episode, we sort of ran through all the sort of team statistics, sort of all the player stats, how everyone got on sort of last season. Went through what we're sort of planning over the off season, what we're going to look to do with the team, what sort of players we're going to look to release. You know, what sort of players we look to sort of build around. Went through the minor league system as well. So if that's something you're interested in, do definitely check out the last episode. But today here we're going to sort of run through all of free agency, run through the off season. But before I do that, what I will do is I will actually run through to the awards, which should be under the news section of here. Logs, news log, and news listing. We did actually win an award, which is, very surprising, really. What we will do though, so first of all, top defenders, all your gold gloves here: Heaney, Trevino, Diaz, Jimenez, Matt Chapman, former A's, Carlos Correa, Stephen Kwan, Bader, Kepler, Sean Murphy as well. Two former A's win a gold glove here. See, Alejandro Kirk is injured. Reliever of the year, Jalen Beeks, 3.8 WAR, a 25 FIP minus, 0.29 ERA. This is absolutely unbelievable. He gave up one home run in 63 innings. This may be one of the most ridiculous reliever seasons I've ever seen on OOTP, and he doesn't even look phenomenal. I don't understand it, but I must say that his stats are really, really good here. His overall isn't great in terms of my scout, but his stats are really, really good. Fantastic stuff. NL was Josh Hader, not surprisingly. Really good season for him as well. Silver Sluggers, Rushman, Guerrero, Simeon, Ramirez, Gunnar Henderson. I mean, the Orioles rebuild is looking fantastic for them. You got two Silver Sluggers, Rushman and Gunnar Henderson, who've only just sort of came into the team. They're going to have a really good future. Julio Rodriguez as well, Joey Gallo. Really good rebound from him. The Yankees, have got to be really frustrated with that. Will Smith, Ketel Marte, Cedar Abrams as well. Really, really good season from him. 6.5 WAR. Juan Soto, Michael Harris, Lourdes Gurriel as well, DH there. Rookie of the year, Oswald Peraza for the Yankees. Probably the rookie they wouldn't have expected to be in for Rookie of the Year here, but 5.7 WAR, 116 OPS plus. At shortstop, 31 homers. That's unbelievable season. You'll take that any day. We did actually have two players on here. Estri Ruiz, obviously, part of 5 WAR, 111 OPS plus in centre field. We also had Ken Waldichuk, 86 FIP minus, 2.2 WAR. Really good season from him as well. Two good rookies for us, really. Spencer Steer did win it for the Cincinnati Reds here. 4.2 WAR, 131 OPS plus. Fantastic season here. But if we go out of here, you will actually see we did win an award. we won the Best Manager award, Danny Ayres. I'm going to take full credit for that. We obviously, at the start of the season, we did sack our manager, Mark Kotze, I believe it was. Forgive me if I'm wrong. And then we brought in Danny Ayres, obviously just through the relationships. And that just goes to show how much we did overachieve. I mean, realistically, yeah, I say overachieve. We didn't make the playoffs or anything. We didn't even get to a 500 record. We weren't above 500 at all. But it goes to show that we were expected to be horrendous, and the fact that we pulled that off is really, really good. And probably goes to say that the state of the team, we did probably overachieve. In terms of the NL, it was Brian Snitker for the Braves. Obviously, they won the World Series. Rodon won Cy Young for the Yankees. DeGrom, second place. DeGrom, 8.3 WAR, I mean, to put up 8.3 WAR, 65 fit minus, 168 ERA plus. I mean, he's got to be disappointed to not win the Cy Young really there. I mean, 67 fit minus from Rodon. It's outrageous really. We'd take any of those pictures. Here as well, Max Scherzer won it for the Mets. Verlander second. So, 78 fit minus here for Scherzer. Verlander second. 1-2 for the Mets. And then Gallo. So, Joey Gallo won the MVP award. His contact in avoid Ks are absolutely horrendous, but he somehow managed to hit 242, which isn't awful. 364 on base, 947 OPS, 151 OPS plus, 6 WAR. One MVP. The Yankees have got to be kicking themselves over that, really. And then, as well as that, Nolan Arenado won the MVP award in the NL, I think. You have to forgive me. Yes, sorry, NL. Nolan Arenado, 6.9 WAR. Really good season from him. Mookie Betts, 12 homers. 12 homers. So 151 OPS plus. He had 12 votes. First place votes was what I meant by that. So that was sort of the awards. If we just run through the statistics very quickly, just highest OPS, Adley Rutschman. Gallo, most home runs and slugs. Giancarlo Stanton, 47 homers. Highest average, Stephen Kwan. Jose Ramirez is up there. Joey Gallo. Juan Soto, highest OBP as well. Most WAR was tied, Mookie Betts and Adley Rutschman. 7 WAR, 162 OPS plus. He's got to be. He was second in MVP award, I think, for the AL. So, really good season from him. And then in terms of, I believe, actually, what we'll do, because we must have. What were we first in? Sack hits. Nick Allen with the most sack hits. Not what I expected to see. And Esteury Ruiz, second most stolen bases, 58 stolen bases. Ronald Acuna, 63 though. So second most stolen bases for Esteury Ruiz. And then in terms of pitching leaders, best ERA, Carlos Rodon, second. DeGrom, most WAR, DeGrom, Rodon, Luis Castillo, Garrett Cole, Javier, most R-WAR, DeGrom, then Rodon. They were just leagues above anyone else realistically. So that was the awards, but I will run into now is So I set up a little shortlist here. If I run through to this, targets. So I did run through. Obviously you can see this here. I run through and I sort of went through MLB. And I had a look at pitchers who hadn't, pitched an awful. He's pitched a fair amount here. They put up, phenomenal seasons realistically that might still be attainable. So I sort of put together a little shortlist here of players that might still be attainable. But I saying that, Nate Pearson here, that's, phenomenal season really from him. But if I do go and try and trade for him, they don't, they won't even take it in my top prospects. Same as, some of these other guys. So for example, I don't know, Andrew Abbott. Take a look at him. They will actually take, but they want some of our top prospects, or Langoliers, Holman, Geloff, Morales, or Soderstrom, and that's not something I'm willing to give up. But I have set up a couple of trades, but not just for that. So I have actually, if we go through to batters as well, I couldn't really go for a lot of, really good performing MLB, but there's a couple here, Lester Vida, Shoemaker, but played a few games up in MLB. But I did take a look at, if you look at AAA, some players who performed really, really well in AAA here. You know, Matt Gorski, 49 home runs in AAA here, 138 OPS plus, put up 5 WAR. I had a look through all of these players, you know, to see who I could add to the lineup, and I have actually set up a couple of trades. So if I run through to, let's go to, no, it's not there, it's MLB, trading block, pending. It's quite a few trades here actually, because obviously we went through a couple of those. So 4 trades. Bear in mind we are giving up actually an awful lot here. So we go through to the first one here. Trenton Brooks, very, very good in AAA for us. You know, 904 OPS, 103 OPS plus, 1.2 WAR. They like the look of him. Sam Haggerty as well, got in there, really, really good in AAA. Well, fantastic in AAA before he got traded to us, and then, you know, still relatively decent in AAA for us. 2 good AAA outfielders, and the Boston Red Sox were willing to go up John Schreiber to us, who actually had a below average ERA plus. However, sort of going through everything, you know, he put up a 4.94 ERA, 4 losses and only 1 win for the Red Sox. But I had a look through everything, and, you know, he's got a FIP minus of 50. And I think adding him to our bullpen would be absolutely phenomenal. That's something I do want to build out, is build out the pitching. We don't have any sort of, you know, certifiable ace people, you know, to go long innings. So I wanted to fill out the bullpen, get something a bit better really here. So more than happy to sort of pull off this trade. Podesta is okay with it, but you know, more than happy with this. John Schreiber, Trenton Brooks, you know, as much as he's good to have in AAA, really, really good. You know, I'd much rather have John Schreiber and Sam Haggerty. Do not care for him at all. You mean I don't rate him at all. He's a good utility man, but other than that, he's not good enough bat for me. So I'll go ahead and complete that trade. And then here, so this trade, I am Podesta's thinking exactly the same thing. So I am giving up one of our top prospects. You know, he's a first round pick. Drafted by the Pirates, actually. You know, went to college, University of Mississippi here, and then drafted by the Blue Jays in the first round. He came over in the trade from when he traded away Matt Chapman. He was the main piece we did get back, realistically. He definitely was, looking at this. He was the main piece we got back, so we would be trading away the main piece we picked up for Matt Chapman. But he wasn't good in AA last year. He wasn't good in AAA. However, you know, he is a still top prospect. Kansas City believe in him still. They're still rebuilding. They really, really like him. Supak as well. Could be something if his stuff comes up a little bit. Could be a starter. Got the stamina for it. Really good pitcher to have in AAA, you know, to bring up if he's in need. However, there's a reason Podesta thinks this is a real steal, because if we look at Adam Lucas here, he was in MLB last year, pitched 49 innings, 79 FIP minus, 125 ERA plus, but that's stuff. The stuff is something else. You know, the fastball, the movements, you know, the control needs to come up a little. I say that, you know, I think he'd be really, really good for us in our bullpen. He's got quite a bit of potential. He's only been in the majors 144 days, so that is the main thing, you know, is getting pieces back. I mean, as much as we are trading away prospects, but getting players, you know, that don't have a lot of major league service time. However, the other player we'd be getting back is Luca Tresh, and this guy, I scouted him, obviously going through AAA statistics. He only played 18 games, but in AA as well, he has an OPS plus of 164. You know, in the minors last year, he had a WAR of 6.4, and you know, over AA and AAA, he is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, we got Langoliers. He will back up Langoliers. However, you know, he certainly has the potential to, you know, be even better than him if my scout is correct about this, which is, you know, a big if. realistically, because I mean, they're willing to do it. There must be something they don't. They know that we don't. However, from what we think of him, we got high scouting accuracy on him. I'm more than happy to go ahead and do this trade, which means by doing that, we can go and have a look at. I haven't got it up. I did have a trade for Perez, which must have gone away here. However, what we will do is have a look at this trade here. Matt Gorski, we did speak about him earlier. 49 homers in AAA. Yes, I know his batting profile isn't fantastic. 25 years old. Going to be 26 by the time the season starts. His outfield arm is absolutely tremendous. He can play unbelievable right field. Good range, good outfield error. He put up 5 WAR in AAA, 138 OPS plus, and he is going to hit bombs. That's something we can rely on him to do. He's a fly ball hitter, pull hitter, 60 home run power, and if that creeps up, and he starts performing the way he's performed here, he could be something phenomenal for us. And in terms of that as well, we had to put in Hogan Harris, who is actually a really good, really good pitcher, really good piece to put in. He hasn't performed fantastically for us, though, and that is the main thing. As much as these ratings really do show a really good pitcher who, if this control comes up, he'd be absolutely phenomenal. But he's got 2 really good pitchers here, and then 2 absolutely phenomenal pitchers. He just needs the control to come up a little bit, and if he does, he'd be phenomenal. And this could be a trade that we could really be the losers in, if I'm honest, because not only that, we're giving up. I say that 22-year-old down an A-ball. They really like the look of him. So I don't see it myself, but they liked him, so they wanted him in there, and Podesta's okay with it. Gorski put up really, really good stats in AAA, so I'm more than happy with it. And then the last trade here is an absolute joke. Yeah. Okay, it's not actually. So what do we actually have to do? Okay, fantastic. Okay, so actually you can have a look with me on this. What am I going to give up here additionally before I jump in to sort of show you what Joe Wyland, I'm absolutely okay with that. Okay. The Minnesota Twins are in win now. Therefore, I mean, I say that, they're taking Luis Medina, one of our top prospects, probably one of our top pitching prospects realistically. Came up in MLB last year briefly towards the end. He only played 6 games, pitched 11 innings. Didn't amaze us by any means. Potentially could be really, really good. That fastball is absolutely phenomenal, but the control just hasn't came up enough for me. He does pitch 98 to 100. Really good stamina as well. So that could be, this could be another trade that, they really do make us look silly if he does come around. Freddie Tarnock as well. One of the big pieces that came along with obviously Estru Ruiz, Carl Muller in the trade for with Sean Murphy, I believe it was a Sean Murphy trade. Yes. Really, really good pitcher actually. Great potential if he develops a little bit more, comes along. Good prospect, good pitcher they're getting here. They're also taking Joe Wyland, very capable pitcher, which I'm just assuming fan favourite as well, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm just this. Actually, I don't actually want to do that then. No, I'm going to keep Wyland because the main thing I do want to do is I want to keep our fan interest high. Didn't realise that. So what I will do, what else can I give away here? How is Christian Fernandez actually quite good? Garrett Irvin, no. Lardner. Okay, Lardner. You can have him. He's just a throwaway in there. We get Adam Oller as well. Very capable pitcher. One of those. Good having as an emergency pitcher down there. Any injuries. But obviously Podesta still, thinks is a major win. What we're getting back here is absolutely phenomenal. Austin Martin, former first round pick, obviously, former first round pick from the Blue Jays who was traded to the Twins. Obviously, they don't believe in him for one reason or another. I think he's really good in AAA, 112 OPS plus here, but his potential. He's really well. I say that he's hitting his potential now. His power needs to come up a little bit. Contact hasn't probably come up as much as you would like, but really good player. We're getting back here. Plays decent second base defense. Can play third as well. Really good prospect. We're getting back here. This is the main piece. Even though OSA thinks he's phenomenal. Obviously, his prospect rank is 83rd. Is a ground ball hitter, but he has good outfield range, good outfield error. Okay outfield arm, probably not good enough to play centre, probably with more of a right fielder. Really good last year, but was really poor actually in rookie ball this year. So, I mean, maybe you could say that's why they're willing to give him up, but they are in win now mode. I'm not looking to sort of bring in. He is a prospect who's 19. He's not going to be making the majors anytime soon, so he's not going to make a difference for them at all. The next player is Osiris Jaman. Played in AA for them last year. Phenomenal. Only 24 innings. Playing high A as well. Really good pitcher. The stuff, the movement, the control. Absolutely phenomenal change up here as well. Ground baller. Throws 91 to 93. Really good pitcher. 25 years old. He's going to come straight up in the majors for us. I say that, our head scout, thinks he's really good here. I would say he's a little bit lower on him, on his change up at least. And then we also got them throwing Danny DeAndrade here as well. Okay, enable, but his batting profile, he's actually really starting to develop now as well at only 19. To see this at only 19 years of age, he could really be something for us down the line. So really like to see that. Great piece to add to our minor league system, and obviously we had the big goal of improving our minor league system. I think this really does start to make a difference in terms of that. So I'm really happy to do this trade. As much as we are trading away, we're losing Medina, we're losing Tarnok, two really good pitchers, and pitchers are very valuable. Starting pitchers at least. Obviously we're not getting any starting pitchers back in any of these trades really, but we're losing pretty much all of them. So that's definitely something I'll be looking for a starting pitcher on free agency, but I'm more than happy to do this trade. And then what I will do is I did have because obviously we bought in Tresh, I did have a trade set up for Carlos Perez. Obviously, with Tresh coming in, he does become expendable now. So what I will do is I'll try and look for a trade for him, and then I'll jump back to you guys. Okay, so we got the trade. It may look a bit silly to sort of to be trading what is realistically actually a really good catcher to a division rival in the Mariners here. However, with Tresh and with Langoliers, he's just not going to get any time. He is 33 as well. As much as he is, his profile here is really decent. Good catcher ability, good arm. We get back a prospect as well, so from their perspective, they're in win now mode. That they want decent players. To get Perez from us, they're more than happy to give up this pitcher, and for us. If his control comes up a little bit and his movement comes up a little bit, the fastball, the slider is just absolutely phenomenal here as well. And even if the changeup comes along a little bit more than expected and the stamina ups, he is a phenomenal pitcher here. He's been down in started off the season actually in high. Sorry, started off the season in high A here. Came up to AA and just absolutely smashed it out of the park here, and then came up to AAA. Only played 9 innings over 3 games, so not a good stat line, but it's only to be expected in a small sample size. So I'm really happy to make this trade. Actually, I say that Not even happy to pull that off. I need to double check before I do this. Batista, Daniel Batista, 23 years old, 383 on base. He is an able though, 23 years of age, ground ball hitter, outfielder, ground ball hitter. More than happy to give him up here, so gonna go ahead and do that trade. Okay, so I've got another trade here. Kolash, you may be thinking, why on earth would the White Sox give him up? Phenomenal in AAA, but again, he didn't play. He didn't have any time in the majors last year. They didn't even bring him up. Clearly they don't rate him as high, as highly as we would. Realistically, 130 OPS plus in AAA this year over a full season, 148 games, 40 home runs. He was on my player shortlist, sort of, running through AAA players, and then obviously last year in a small sample size here, 170 OPS plus, but to do that over a full season at right field, and the stats here are, really, really good. Doesn't have the personality, has only 2 days major league service time, hasn't played any games. To bring him in, that's a phenomenal pickup, I do think. And what we did trade away, again, they don't rate him highly here. They're bringing in 2 solid organisational pitchers. You can do a job if you really do need them to. They're great depth to have, especially Jack Owen here. Could actually, really do something. His curveball's phenomenal. Good fastball. If his changeup ever develops a bit here and his stuff does reach his potential and even come along a little bit more than that, he could actually be a really good pitcher. Down in high A here though, we don't rate him massively, so more than happy to give him away. Same as Feigl. Obviously, that is just, our whole organisation is going to be left so thin here in terms of starting pitching. But, to get Oscar Colas back, I'm more than happy to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. And then what I will do here, so I run through to salary arbitration here. So we've got, I did offer contracts to all the players who are up for arbitration. Just I'd rather do it that way rather than sort of leave it to go through to arbitration and potentially lose out. So I went through and offered them arbitration. We do have 4 players here. Joey Wyland, I will probably actually bring back. Just mainly the fact we trade away most of our pitchers, so if we ever need someone to come up, he is someone good to have down AAA. Great control, can do a job. For us, he's not going to be phenomenal. The K rate is just absolutely, it's disgusting. But not going to be awful. He's below average here, but it could be a lot worse. And the main thing is he is a fan favourite as well. Great personality, high loyalty, high work ethic, high intelligence. So great person to have in the club. So I'm going to bring him back. Only 1.2 million. Tyler Wade, 28 years of age. 2.3 WAR in AAA, but wasn't good for us. We did try him out in the majors, and he wasn't any good for us. So I tried to see if we can get anything for him, but I highly doubt it. Unless it's taken on some salary here. And Gregory Soto, 4 million for this actually really good pitching stats here, but two-time All-Star. But 4 million. Do we? The thing is, obviously, we brought in so many sort of bullpen pieces. I say so many. We brought in 3, 4 bullpen pieces already. Do we bring in like a 5th? For Ty, rather than lose him for nothing, because I'm potentially just going to withdraw. But then again, we are going to bring back 4 million in terms of salary here. Do we do it? I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna withdraw. Paul Blackburn. 3 million. Wasn't great for us last year. Is out of option years. Good stamina though. What? 6 pitches. He could come around again. I think I'm going to keep him. Laureano though, 4 million. Good spark plug. Good personality. Great in AAA, but really wasn't good for us. 82 OPS plus, 89 OPS plus here. He hasn't been good for a long time, and I don't think I believe he's going to be good again. Great defense. The thing is, we brought in Gorski, we brought in Colas. I don't think there's a place for him in our lineup. So, save the sake of 4 million as well. I'm going to withdraw from that contract. We're obviously losing Jesus Aguilar, same as Candelario as well. Oscar Colas, what I will do is I will put him on the... Wait, why on earth is he... He's not on the 40 man, that's why. Okay, so... What I will do is I'll put these onto the 40 man. Luca Tresh is, this guy's, he's got so much potential here, with these stats. Austin Martin's going to come up to AAA as well. Potentially they'll both, they're definitely all play through in spring training, get an opportunity to make the roster to start the season. As well as that, I didn't discuss in the last video, Zach Geloff as well is really, really high potential to sort of come into for the start of the season here. These batting sort of ratings do come along during spring training here. He could definitely be something, probably to start in third base for us sort of next season. Realistically, Jordan Diaz isn't a great defender there, isn't a phenomenal batter either, doesn't bat for much power. Jonah Bride, similar here, not good defense. Not good defense in third base. So Zach Geloff most likely will be our first starting third baseman unless we can find something in free agency. And as well as that, Tyler Soderstrom here, if this does develop, as much as I haven't really discussed him very, very much. Probably what I will do actually though, because I have been training him to play left field. He's got 50 left field potential. Out range 45 is good enough. It's he can do a job there. But I might train him up to play first base as well. The only thing is, obviously, we got Michael Toglia. But with, obviously, Aguilar going, second first baseman / DH, if Soderstrom comes along enough, he could certainly make the roster next year. And as well as that, obviously, we got Hernandez as well. Really good prospect. He just didn't do well in AAA last year. Obviously a high run environment. So, his OPS plus was below league average there, but he's still only 22. So, really, really young to be up here. Realistically, Angeles, Soderstrom, Hernandez, and Luca Tresh, all really, really young players up here. Obviously, Gorski's 25 down here. We've got Braxton Garrett as well. Potentially could make the roster, but what I will do is I will sort of sim through. So, if we go to salary arbitration here, so that's all done here. So, what I will do is I sim through to free agency, and then I'll pick up with you guys there. Right, so we've gone through our arbitration. We won arbitration with Joe Wyland and the same with Paul Blackburn here. Obviously, you can see his salary is 1.2 million, 3.15. So what that does in terms of going through the free agency, we got 30 million to spend here. In terms of obviously our players that we did release, the players that we kept on, in terms of that, we got 30 million available. Realistically, obviously I've maxed out the player development budget here. And if we find, really good players that are going to make a difference, I will dip into that development budget and take money out of that to bring them into the team. It just depends on who's available, really. Obviously we will need to leave money for our draft budget as well. I did up our scouting budget as well to 12 million. I think it was at 8 million. But obviously in terms of what we're looking for in free agency, it is realistically players who have had down seasons, who because we're not going to go in and bring a Joey Gallo who just won an MVP award. He wants 25 million a year. We're not going to be able to bring him in. Let's face it, it's as simple as that. And what we will be doing is looking for players who have had down years. I mean, Syndergaard, he only played, okay, maybe not, he only played 3.2 innings and he's still out for another five months of torn UCL. We won't be going for him. But, players who've had down seasons, obviously you can see the free agents here, Ian Happ as well. You got Martin Perez out for 9 months, okay. He's really fell off here a little bit. Ian Happ as well, put up 2 WAR, okay, but I'm not going to pay 15 million a season for that. Colton Wong, 2 WAR. This realistically isn't a very strong free agents class, other than Shohei Ohtani, of course. However, what I will say is Shohei Ohtani didn't put up a Shohei Ohtani-like season, and actually, if you look, he doesn't seem to be batting. He did. Okay, he played 158 games, 130 OPS plus. Okay. And 90 fit minus as well. So he put up 6.6 WAR. .8. No. 6.4 WAR. Phenomenal player. Fan favourite, high work ethic, low greed, 30 million, but completely out of our price range. But what we will do is we will look around to see who he does go to. However, what I will say is, obviously, with us being Oakland, our budget did get increased last episode. So, our budget got increased from 100 million to 24 million, 124 million, sorry. Or was it 104 to 124? One of the two. And, we've gone from the lowest budget to the second lowest budget. But, realistically for us, obviously we upped the fan interest from 30 to 48 over the season. And it's really made a big difference for us. What I have done as well is I have upped the ticket price by... So I upped it, lowered it by 5%. Thanks to someone in the comments. They said it will increase, bring a massive uptick in terms of sort of attendance. But, not make, not make any sort of, big deduction in your budget in terms of sort of your revenue in terms of that. So it's really worth doing that. So I've made that change. But obviously what we will do to keep bringing this fan interest up, to bring up the fan loyalty from pathetic and the market size from small, is we will try and bring in fan favourite players. So anybody who is popular, we will be looking to bring them in during free agency, especially if they've had off seasons. So what we'll do is we will jump into the free agency class. Okay, so we have 2 Japanese pictures. That was what I didn't jump into. So, international free agents. This guy looks absolutely phenomenal. We should have waited another year. Forget. Where is he? I don't even know where he is. Fujinami? Yeah, forget Shintaro Fujinami. He's been a massive disappointment for us here. If we can bring in a different, Japanese pitcher to really make a difference here, that'd be phenomenal. However, demand 20 million. I say that's actually really not that bad. If we could bring this down a little bit, the budget's coming up, and this realistically is actually not bad. For Oakland, I think the thing is, obviously, we're playing, although yes, our budget has increased, we are playing as the Oakland A's. We don't want to be handing out any sort of long-term contracts, first off season. I think we're going to leave it, as much as he would be a phenomenal player to bring in. Ground ball pitcher as well, 97, 99, okay. Low intelligence though. He would be a phenomenal pitcher to bring in. However, that's not really durable as well, okay. As much as I would love to, I think we're gonna, leave it for this season, because realistically we're gonna be bringing in players, high sort of popularity, fan favourites, bringing that fan interest, draw more fans to the park. He is unknown, another unknown Japanese guy coming in, and as much as he does look good here, OSA isn't as high as him and stuff. Change up isn't very good. We don't want another bust like Fujinami, except we're paying them so much more on a longer contract here, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to stay away from Katayama. Not a good picture there. Sato, not any good. Daniel Sosa actually seems really good here. Low work ethic though. Low contract demand. Could be, we do need a starting pitcher. He doesn't even have a fastball, splitter, cutter, change up, curveball. Don't mind that at all. High control. Movement will come up. He just does need the stuff to come up. And OSA is even lower than on him as well, which is not ideal. In terms of that, I did have a look at some of these other guys. I don't think there was anyone any good. Not realistically, not phenomenal here. 32-year-old power hitting third baseman here. We have Geloff. I don't think he's needed. Kosaka, okay. So what I will do is I will jump through to free agency, and I'll come back if I find anyone that I am a fan of here. So I'll jump back to you in a minute, guys. Okay. So as you can see, I got very active here in free agency. The first thing we've got to talk about is Matt Chapman. Awful. Absolutely awful for the Blue Jays. Awful for the Rangers. This contract is a massive, massive risk for us, really. And especially for someone like the A's. However, we had him here before. He's played most of his career with us, and he was phenomenal. He's had 4 Gold Gloves across his career. 3 of them with us, I believe. Had he's an all-star as well for us, and his third base defense is phenomenal. As much as we have Geloff there, this defense is just phenomenal. He'll keep winning Gold Gloves in at third base for us. He won Gold Glove last year. His bat though, horrendous. However, he has decent home run power, decent discipline. I believe he can turn it around. He's a fly ball hitter. I would like to hope that he could do it for us again. Coming back to Oakland, he'd return to the old Matt Chapman. Putting some decent WAR, decent seasons in. He's decent. The year after he left for Toronto, it's just last season he was horrendous. So bad for Toronto that they traded him to the Rangers. He left. He's a free agent at the end of the season. So, still think he's an above average big league third baseman, our scout as well. And he, for a player of Matt Chapman's caliber playing this defense, if his bat can come back around, of his contract here that I offered is $7.5 million a year, 5 years. It would take it to he's 35. 35, nearly 36. I'd like to hope he wouldn't tail off, and realistically, it's Matt Chapman. And the main thing with him, the reason he came up is because he is very popular locally and popular nationally. I had a little, my free agent sort of filter I had on was local popularity and national popularity here. I went through all the players. Obviously, you can see the batters here. However, I also brought in batting wise Billy Hamilton, just a minor league contract. Very popular player. Just come in on the AAA team. Realistically, he'll bring in a bit of popularity as well. Just through signing him. Same with Gordon here. Really, really popular players. Really fun players to watch. In terms of the speed. So I thought I'd bring them in just to drive the fan interest up. Really. In terms of that as well, Cody Bellinger. He was the last person I came across. I'd done all this. I went through double checked again. He was over 105 OPS plus last year. Not the Cody, not what you would expect from Cody Bellinger. He's been not great at all the past 2 seasons. Went to Chicago. He has been better. 105 OPS plus, above league average bat, with a really good defense here as well. So if his back can come back around, we know he has the talent. So, former MVP, two-time All-Star, Silver Slugger. If he can turn it around, Gold Glove as well. That'd be phenomenal. And realistically, we're getting him for $4.5 million a year for 3 years. Absolutely phenomenal contract. High work ethic, high intelligence. He's good. He has the work ethic to get that potential back and get to the ability that he was at. However, obviously, we know we traded a lot of starting pitchers. Hyunjin Ryu, extremely popular locally, very popular nationally. And, he was injured last year. I played only 2 games for Toronto, 3 games in AAA. Such a limited sample size. I say that he hasn't been good since 2021, realistically. And even then, he was around league average. But, we'd like to hope he would do something for us. Ground ball pitcher, 5 pitches here, great control. Stuff and movement isn't phenomenal, but he is a ground baller. So hopefully he can do a job for us. And as well as that, we brought in Kikuchi as well here. He was a all-star in 2021, fan favourite, extremely popular player, can do a job for us in the bullpen, even potentially come into the starting lineup if we get a few injuries. I know we don't have the depth we used to have, so a great player to bring in really with him. Wade Miley as well, another really good player to bring into as a reliever. Put in a decent season last year, above average, FIP, above average ERA plus, 1.5 WAR. Pitched, started 11 games as well. He can start if we do need him to. Pitched 129 innings. Popular player locally as well. Obviously, you can see most of the players I'm bringing in are popular players, for that reason, to drive up the fan interest. Popular as well. Sean Doolittle, who actually, above league average as well. 47 innings. He wasn't phenomenal, but he was above league average FIP. Below league average, obviously, ERA plus, but it's the fit we're looking for. If we can play good defense and support them, I'm really, really happy with this, and hopefully they will come through. But what I will do is I'll advance through free agency, and I'll let you know if anything major happens in terms of Otani and if our players sign, and I'll jump back to you guys. So we got through to the Rule 5 draft here. Wade Miley signed. D. Strange Gordon signed as well. Billy Hamilton. Kikuchi came back to me saying the money wasn't good enough. I upped it and offered him more money twice, and then he came back saying he's not happy and doesn't want to discuss contracts. He wasn't changing his demand at all. Have no idea what happened with him there. So if we can come back for him at another stage, I would really like to bring him in. But we got the Rule 5 draft here, so what I will do quickly is in terms of we don't want to lose, making sure we don't lose anyone really. Lawrence Butler, as much as he's in AA, and there is potential for him to be taken. Angeles will come up. Gorski as well. Dalton Jeffries. Hanias. Those are all definites. Are we going to have space for Lawrence Butler though? Pache, I'll be actually more than happy with taking off and DFAing, if I'm honest. But do you risk Butler? In terms of our top prospects at the moment, no, he's not even. He's not a top 20 prospect for us. Butler, he's a 23rd prospect. Really, really good. He hit 32 home runs last season in minor leagues. Obviously, as well, these are our top prospects now as well. The top 10, obviously, Luka Tresh, Colas will play. They still got their prospect sort of eligibility, but Max Muncy, will come up into that. Same as Danny DeAndre. Daryl Hernandez, Holman, really came along and progressed as a pitcher actually. Luis Morales, still down in rookie ball. Carson Montgomery will come up to A ball as well for this season. But obviously Yasser Mercedes we brought in, and then obviously we got Soderstrom and Geloff, who are on the edge of coming up to the majors really. So this it's looking a lot better than what it was beforehand at least. But really, I think I'm actually going to risk Butler, which K may come back to haunt me. But the thing is, I don't think we're. Do we want to risk it? We got Bellinger coming in as well. Yeah, screw it. Right. So we'll have a look at what's available actually first before we decide. Okay. Oh, so Johnny DeLuca was actually on our shortlist for the AAA players I was looking at. Good bats. So he could be really good outfield range actually. Good defense. Be a really good player that we could pick up in the Rule 5 here. Michael Bush, really good first baseman. Played for Dodgers in the majors, but they've obviously DFA'd him, so back down to the minors. Vivas, I mean the bat here is absolutely phenomenal. Wasn't amazing in AAA, but do I no is he realistic? I don't think he'll be taken. Okay, fantastic. Sort by potential. Bush is gone. Let's see who's gone. No, he hasn't. Okay, Dylan Covey, Tommy Henry, Rafael Ortega. Do we want to take Bush or DeLuca? Pitch as well. I don't have a look at that. Oh shit. That's my mistake. Not ideal at all. That. Cole Sands actually a really really good pitcher here. Same as Yodri's Gomez. I could actually take a couple of pictures here. 28 years. What's he doing down in Double A? I'm going to take Nick Hernandez. Do we take anything else, or are we done? The only thing is, if we extreme fly ball though, I'm not a fan of that. Was good in limited appearances in MLB though last year. Really good in Double A. The thing is, I think we did bring in a lot of pitchers there anyway, so I don't even know if it's necessary pitching wise. Maybe though, I might take DeLuca. He's on my shortlist anyway. I didn't try and trade for him, but if we can get him in the Rule 5, we might as well, and see how he goes in spring training. Obviously, Michael Bush here as well looks really, really good. Lefty bat. Toley is a righty bat, I believe. 107 OPS plus up in the majors in 133 plate appearances. Really, really good in AAA. Michael Bush would be a really good bat. Really good in AAA as well, though. Johnny DeLuca. I think I'm only going to take one. 25. Michael Bush is 26. I think, though, I'm going to take... Really good versus righties, not so good versus lefties. Johnny DeLuca. right. I'm actually okay. The contact just isn't phenomenal though. It can come along. I'm going to take Johnny DeLuca, and that's me done with the Rule 5. So what I will do is I'm going to advance across again, and then hopefully we will have sort of Matty Chapman and everyone sign, and then I'll jump back to you guys then. So fantastic. We're at the International Amateur Free Agent signing period now. Been really looking forward to this. Obviously, we went over the free agents that sort of came up at the start. What I will do though is I will jump back into scouting the international run practice again. However though, so a couple of things I have done is we had no space in our 40-man roster, and it's kind of an issue because Geloff, Tresh, Soderstrom aren't on this. If they're gonna come up, we've also got Austin Martin, some really good players actually around the Triple A's here. Holman, however, I mean he's phenomenal in Double A last year. If he does well in Triple A again, we could bring him up. One of our top prospects now, really. And actually our best pitching prospect. I would say personally, outside of some of the guys lower down though. Carson Montgomery, I'd definitely rate above him. I moved him up to Able. Moved around a few of these bits here. All of these guys are still down in rookie ball. You know, they're all quite young. Morales hasn't really came along and improved yet. I will consider sort of moving up at some point, but he hasn't had a good season in rookie ball yet. He is 21 though. Castagnosi came up, so did Goldner, and then sort of moved a few things around here. Obviously moved a few things around. Pache got DFA'd along with Brown, and then as well as that, we did DFA Jonah Bride. He got claimed by the Mariners though, so he is now at the Mariners, which is a bit of a shame really, but we had to create space, and we're gonna have to DFA more people really, but it's just one of those things. But what we will do now is we'll jump into the international amateurs. So, if we sort by relationship, been really looking forward to this actually. Alarcon looks absolutely phenomenal. Decent outfield range, decent error, decent arm, really good sort of corner outfielder here. Only 17 years old. Dutch Antillian, sorry. I think it is at least. David Hash as well here, really good corner outfielder again. Fantastic arm, good outfield range, good enough for corners anyway. Juan Contreras as well, another corner outfielder. Three really good corner outfielders there that we got, I say average relationship here with Alarcon, but three really good batters here. And then in terms of the pitching, we have Juan Salar, who we have a really strong relationship with. He has 4 really good pitchers actually. Leader, high intelligence, future starter, throws 94 to 96 and he's only 16. Fantastic control. Movement's got to develop. The stuff's got to develop a bit more, but you'd imagine with this speed and as the sort of velocity does up, I would imagine as he gets older from 16 it will up even more. He could be a fantastic pitcher, and with a strong relationship with him, I will go in and I will offer for him for 3 million. I think he's a must-have. As much as the demand is quite high. There's a few players here with high demand. Palafox is another one who does look absolutely fantastic here. He looks unbelievable. 17-year-old, nearly 18. Great cutter, fantastic slider, curveball, changeup. Doesn't throw a fastball. Really good pitcher here. In Luis Palafox. Juan Rocha, don't have a good relationship with him. 3-pitch, bad personality. Didn't bring him to any practices. Don't have a good relationship or much scouting on him. Obviously only average. Very high league interest though. Ismael Ramos, really good for circle changing throws, high work ethic. He had 3, a decent sinker, Poor curveball, fantastic fastball, fantastic circle change if it develops. It's only at 20 at the moment. Movement's a bit suspect. Some really good pitches here. Murillo is someone I could even potentially go for to bring in here. Actually, no, sorry, 3.2 million. Definitely not. We have 1.75 million left. COSA is not very high on him. How was OSA on Suella? Similar to us. What about Palafox? They're even higher on him than we are, actually. You know what? I'm actually tempted to offer for Palafox instead. We can't, but if I back out of this deal, I know it sounds a little bit silly because we did have a strong relationship with him, but not Rocher, sorry. Palafox does look really, really good here. As much as he doesn't have the personality traits, at the same price, I think we might as well go for it. And in terms of your batters, I really do think so. We have 1.55 million left. Go to our relationships. I believe it was Alacon, 600,000. Go in, offer that, see what comes of it. Hopefully, both happy with the offer. Hall of Fame. No, I made the Hall of Fame. I didn't actually do any of the votes in the end. Palafox signed. Very, very happy with that. I think he's going to be a really, really good pitching prospect for us. Potentially becomes, he has no development here, but along the line will be, he could be a future ace. He has phenomenal potential realistically, but our scout here actually isn't very keen on him with his description here, but he's so young, he's 17, a bit older than Suella, I think, who was 16, but so Alacon's actually had let's offer 750k. What do they say to that? Again, do I offer, how much do I offer here? 1.3. I'm just going to offer the rest of my cap. Oh, and I didn't click it. If it doesn't come in, okay, Toronto. Okay, we're not going to go for Alacon. What else is there that's available for us? Is there anything? If we go sort of by potential, obviously he really didn't want a lot here. You know what? He doesn't actually look bad at all. He looks really quite good here, actually. Didn't see much of him before, but so for him the cap. Cam Brolin. What's that scout say now? Not top arm, simple rotation filler. Really, really good picture here. Really, really happy with that. Our budget's increased even more. 16 million. Very, very happy with that. I didn't actually check. What I will do is I will check our team interest has already rose to 56. We were at 30 at the start of last season, so very, very happy with that. Obviously, we brought in a lot of popular players and obviously had a decent season last year. Cam Brennan inks the deal. Fantastic. We'll give him a little scout. Okay, so what we will do here. So we're at the pre-season. I will sim along to... Yeah, his movement dropped here. Velocity came up actually already. His stamina's came up as well. From that sort of, scouting we did there that month. What I will do is I will sim up to spring training. Prop everyone in spring training we would like to pop into pop in for spring training, and then what I will do then is I'll probably end the episode there. So what we'll do is I'll pop over to spring training. We're at spring training now. We've got a spring training roster here. Obviously just all of our 40 man here, but I will be doing. I mean, that's really not good timing. It's really not ideal. Here, Geloff is injured actually at the moment. Maybe you can get the last week in. Luca Tresh obviously going to come up to spring training. Lawrence Butler as well. Soderstrom, a number one prospect in AAA. He's got to come up. Maybe he breaks out. Holman I'll bring up. Martin, Brown, Goldberg. How long is Harris out for? No point. Pache can come up. Is there anyone else we can bring up? James Caprellian can come up. Why not? I might give Max Muncy a go because he's actually really developed. As much as he only played a little bit in 56 games in AA last season, he's really, really good in the lower minors. Salinas, Roy Salinas, if his control comes up, he could really be something. He's still only 22. I'll pop him in for spring training, and then Zusak, I don't think he's developed enough. You know what, I'll dump him in anyway. And then the only player I was going to probably put it, as much as he's only in high A at the moment, but he's really, really developed. He was in college last year, and he was really, really good in A. I mean, it's only able, but I'm going to pop him up to AAA for now, just so I can move him across. Castagnosi on the spring training roster, and that is my spring training roster set up. We got 54 guys in there. Very, very happy. I think the development we've gone from season 1 to season 2. I mean, JP Sears is our best pitcher, which is something we did not expect at all. 89 fit minus last year, 147 a UA plus for a 3 WAR. Really, really good roster. I think the bullpen is going to be phenomenal. Obviously, we've still got Morahan as well. Really, really good pitcher in the bullpen for us, I think. Who can actually potentially start as well. John Schreiber, obviously we brought in. Really, really good pitching profile here. Really, really happy with a lot of the moves. Adam Lucas, obviously. Jaman. Still got Zach Jackson. Really, really happy with this. Obviously, we brought in... Matt Chapman, very excited to see how he gets on. Same as Cody Bellinger as well. For $4.5 million a year, it'd be stupid not to. Player option there. I'm actually really disappointed that that's the case. I didn't believe that was a player option. I should have checked that and probably put it as a team. But it is what it is. Really, really happy with this off-season. So, what I do... as I won't play on any more from here, as I jump into next session. I see you guys at spring training. We'll get spring training done, and we jump in, and we'll probably play the first month of the season. See how we get on. Obviously, a lot of jigging around with our roster because we got so many players in spring training here. So we'll make sure we do all of that, and then we'll do the first month of the season or so. See how we get on. And then obviously the pace for next season really depends on how well we're doing, really. If we're on the verge of the playoffs or we're playing really well, we'll be going at a much slower pace. If the team absolutely tanks and we're not any good, we will be going at a much faster pace. So sort of, depending on how we do, we'll distinguish that. But what I will do, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode for a start. Obviously do like the video down below and subscribe if you do enjoy it. But I'll catch you in the next one.